Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Tarek. How are you? Good evening. Delighted to facilitate today's lesson. Today, as always, it's an absolutely incredible lesson. The power of praxis, 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 aligning our beliefs with behaviors. Such an incredible concept we are talking about today or tonight. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start without any further ado, sharing my screen with you guys because we want to get without any further ado to our PowerPoint on lesson 8, the power of praxis. Awesome. Let me start without any further ado by putting our slideshow and start playing from beginning. So on our slideshow, as you can see, this is Mr. Bob Proctor, myself, and Sandy Gallagher during Matrix, such an incredible five-figure, if you like, event. Absolutely incredible. And within a week, you get to know how to set your business on the right track. It's an incredible, it's phenomenal, if you like, event. And I had, of course, the privilege of being there, and it's incredibly powerful. So today, for me, this picture really, gives us a clear example of the power of praxis. When your mind, when your belief system is exactly in harmony with your actions, with what you are doing, magic happens. Simply magic happens. I might have shared, and it's not a secret, I might have shared with you my background. Basically, my background is from a very middle class family in Tunisia, very average family. We were a large family. I was the youngest of this large family. And in this childhood, happy childhood, to be honest, we had everything we wanted, not in a luxurious way or anything, but we had everything. The truth is, one thing that my dad, and God bless his soul, and my mom were, and especially my mom, a warrior, in life. What she taught us was one thing. You want a good life, you go take the elevator of education, get yourself a good degree, and everything will be fine. And of course, every one of us, including my sisters and brothers ahead of me, I was seeing them, I was watching them, I was seeing what they are doing, studying, coming at the top of their game, and some not. And then especially I have this brother who is currently a surgeon, a bone surgeon, orthopedics. And then he sort of shown us, he opened the door and shown us the way, so to speak. He showed us, to all of us behind him, how to knock the doors one after the other, how to go, on the ladder of success, and do that with all the integrity and all the happiness in our life, because nothing is worth anything if you are not happy in your life. And you need to be happy now, not when you get the money, not when you become successful, not when. So that explains the happy childhood and upbringing we had, despite the fact that we did not have like everything. So we played a lot, we had a lot of fun, we had a lot of childhood memories that are connecting us. But that's the main thing, is that, and what I'm living today is a perfect match to what I visualized when I was a kid. When I used to tell, this is a brother who is always teasing me, and I say, I want to be that, and I want to be that. And I had like way ideas and, dreams, and, the that were far beyond. I mean, at that point in time, they were far-fetched dreams. And when I used to talk about them, I had absolutely no shame or no qualms talking about these big dreams, and talking about them in the open. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be that, and I'm going to PhD in education, and I'm going to be a professor. At that time, it seemed so surreal, and I'm gonna have a lot of money, and I'm gonna have a lot of friends, and I'm gonna visit all over the world. I'm gonna visit places. And oh my God, I mean, that brother of mine, he kept teasing me all the way. He said, "How are you going to do this? Who do you think you are?" And he kept putting all the questions. And I said, "I don't know why, I don't know how, I don't know where and when, but I'm going to do that." At that time, if you say, "I'm traveling to France," even the closest country to us, or Italy, then that would be a dream. Now, let alone now I visited like a couple of dozens of countries all over the world. Now, what was that? Why am I talking about this? This is the power of belief. When I believed in it, I thought about it, I visualized it. I did not know how. Nobody taught me this at that point. I didn't even know Bob Proctor. And then, but what was happening when I think about it is that I had a belief that that's me. That's me. I want to live that life. And then what I did was I started, it wasn't a deliberate or kind of calculated action, but I was led, so to speak, to take action, to come closer, to come one step closer to what I want. So, you see what happened here? There is belief and behavior. So I had the belief in myself, and I was, taking action towards my goal, towards what I believe I deserve in life. And as I kept closing the gap between my beliefs and my behaviors, that's where what I started seeing in my life. If anybody told me one day I will be standing in there next to Sandy Gallagher and Bob Proctor, the number one teacher in the world in human potential and success, I would say, no, come on, what is this? This is like, but then now it's becoming normal, going to Toronto and meeting these people and sitting with them and taking dinner and breakfast with them and enjoying, life exactly as I wanted. I mean, for me, this is heartwarming, and I really, really want to share it with you. And not to impress you. I'm not trying to show off or brag. I'm trying to impress upon you the idea that when you believe it, when you see it in your mind, it is bound, and you take, of course, action, it is bound to happen in your life. There is no choice, only if you back down and you let it go. When you keep moving towards your goal, there's absolutely no chance, not a zero point 0.0 chance that it wouldn't happen. It will happen, like I'm seeing all of you guys today in here, and like I saw it happen in my life. And that's why I'm teaching you from a power of, having tested and tried it and tested it, and it's proven. So as long as you are diligently working towards your goal, you're gonna hit that goal. You're gonna hit that goal, even though you have absolutely no evidence for its existence, And remember what we say, absence of evidence. If you are not seeing the money now in your bank account, if you are not seeing the Canadian visa in your hand, if you are not seeing, the new job with a big, check, as salary, even if you don't see it, and even if the conditions seem to be, you might say, not favorable, you have absolutely no idea where the power of belief is going to take you. I'd like you to believe. But some people tell me, how do I believe? How do I believe? I mean, the power of the circumstances and condition is so big. Don't you see that people are losing their jobs? Don't you see that people are being laid off? Don't you see that the visa to Canada is becoming difficult? Don't you see that? And all of these things that you are seeing, This is your logic. This is your logic, and even your logic is controlled by paradigms. Get rid of the paradigm. Believe. And belief, how do we start belief? By taking a decision. You need to repeat to yourself, I hereby decide to believe. You take a decision. Every step of the way, you have to take a decision. There is no 1, 2, 3, scenario 1, 2, 3. No, 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 no. There is one. That's the power of decision. If you are talking, I have scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3, you are giving yourself, an opportunity or a chance to back off on your goals. When you are set on your goals, there is absolutely no return. You burn your bridges behind, and there is only one goal in front of you. And then, my friends, you are going to kind of strengthen your belief in yourself, your faith in yourself, and you are going to see that you are taking action every day to become that person you want to be. We think it's about getting things, it's about getting money, it's about getting the visa, it's about getting the business. It's not. It's about you moving to become the person who deserves, or who owns the business, or who is in Canada, living in Canada and doing his stuff from there. This is what we are discussing today. What I'd like to from you guys is to tell me, hello, Taraq, is to tell me about your wins. Tell me about your wins. While you are typing up in the chat box, my win, I had an absolutely incredible day today, very productive. I'm, finishing, some beautiful, beautiful work to advance me on the next level up in my business. I've shared with you guys a while before that I'm among the top consultants in the Bob Proctor and the Proctor Gallagher Institute, and I am working towards the next level up. Today we had an accountability meeting with my mentor Brian, and he kept talking about the progress I'm making and so on, and that makes my heart really, really sing. Yay, Taraq, good job. You finished your CV and your LinkedIn profile. That's a great thing, great thing. Did you check the LinkedIn book in the extras, Taraq? Yeah, because there is a book on how to make your profile in LinkedIn go up the chart. I put it, it's a free book, which I put in there, and it tells you, it gives you all the tricks for how to make your LinkedIn profile go up. Yes, do it tomorrow. There is in the Dropbox, in our Dropbox, in the extras, there is a book how to make your profile on LinkedIn really go off the chart. And to be honest, I used it, and I used most of the details and the advice and the recommendations, and I applied them in my profile, and I noticed literally that my profile has really moved up. Okay, what else? Any other wins before we can move on? So I'll keep looking at the chat box while you are typing up. So today is lesson 8 on the power of Praxis, Praxis and IS, sorry. And this is about how to align our beliefs with our behavior. Now, what is the issue here? Why are we discussing this? Most of the time, what happens is that people, have their conscious mind in one place and their subconscious mind in another. So during the day, they say, oh, I want this, I want this, and I'm going to do this, and this is going to happen, and I wish for this to happen, and so on and so forth. But when they wake up in the morning, there is always that. We even have some proverbs in our cultures that say that whatever you tell yourself the previous day or the previous night, it disappears with the day. And that's true, because people, when they wake up in the morning and they look at reality, they look at their surrounding, they look at their circumstances, and the idea of starting something new or something is scary. So what they do is say, okay, now today I cannot do this because blah blah blah. Now the blah blah blah, because anything that happens after because is a paradigm. It's a paradigm talk. For example, you say, oh, I will not exercise today, I will not do my workout today, I will do it next week. I'm too tired. My body is too tired. I haven't been sleep, so I'll postpone. That's paradigm. You see, I will start working on my visa papers or whatever next month or next. And actually, it's all our logic, which is controlled by the paradigm. So even our logic, remember, is controlled by the paradigm. Okay? So let's start with this incredibly powerful quote: believe, and your belief will create the fact. Nothing happens in your life by accident. Everything you have achieved because you created for it a picture, you created for it an image, you created for it a belief. And then once this idea has been impressed on our subconscious mind, the mind starts kicking in and it will bring it to you. No excuse, no exception about this. Have you ever seen the day not following the night or the night not following the day? Have you seen, for example, in September, the fall, and then the trees stay green and they do not leave their leaves? No, all the time the night follows the day follows the night, and every time there is the fall after the summer, and there is the winter after the fall, and there is these cycles are by law. By law, it's not by accident. So when you believe, your belief will create the fact. You don't know how it's going to happen, and in fact we tend to focus a lot on the how, but don't worry about the how. Just believe. Strengthen your belief. Strengthen your belief and repeat to yourself what you want to believe, even though it may not be true at this point in time. Believe it. Say, I am XYZ. I am confident. I am a successful businessman. I am a Canadian resident with a business. I am this and I am that. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, drill it in your mind, drill it in your mind until one day you wake up, generally after 21 days, it becomes like, it's there. You believe it. This is the power of repetition, guys. Right. Now, in lesson 7, remember the 2 previous lessons, we, discussed lesson 7, which is the terror barrier. And I explained what happens when we are scared and when we want to run away from our goals and when we stop thinking we are not good enough, for this or for that. Once we understand the cycles of the terror barrier, from bondage to conflict to freedom, then we understand, so this is why I'm feeling anxious. This is why the doubt and worry turn into anxiety in my stomach and butterflies, and my body feels, so and so. And then I started feeling sick, and then I'm depressed, then I'm, and then I'm in a state of dis-ease, then I'm in a state of disintegration, God forbid. Now, what you want to do is you want to go on the other side and be in a state of, calm mind, be in a state of faith, in a state of belief in yourself. And then you will see that there is a calmness of mind that is going to come to you, and everything you are doing will be in that faith-based knownness that everything is going to be all right, everything is going to work out for me, everything is going to, be all right in my life. I mean, today I had an absolutely incredible day. I was going around, I told my husband, I told my accountability friend, partners, and so on and so forth. So there is something up in the air. And, I just feel kind of on high vibe. And everything I did today was really going really well. And, the truth is, this is not about all the time feeling high. This is about what do you do when you are not feeling high? Now, what do you do when you feel, down a little bit, or maybe you are going through something and so on? Raise your vibration. Raise your vibration, guys. Do not stay. I mean, cut it out. The moment you realize you are starting a trail of thoughts which are negative, cut it out. Cut it out. Jump in on the other side. How do you do that? Affirmation, gratitude. Now, anytime, kind of a negative thought is trying to come in my mind, I'm so happy and grateful. I am so happy and grateful now that, I'm working towards my goal. I'm so happy and grateful that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a consistent, continuous basis. Anytime any idea comes and tries to visit my mind, like worry, doubt, or anything, I say this affirmation automatically. I learned this from my mentor, Bob Proctor. And do not allow negative ideas to set or to stay in your mind. Remember, 17 seconds, and then your mind is going to bring another 17 seconds of negativity, and another 17 seconds of negativity. When you hit 68 seconds exactly, that idea starts getting impressed. Do you want that? Of course you don't want that. You don't want that. The moment you catch the idea, stop it from the first 17 seconds. Do not allow it to kind of, Abraham Hicks called it milking the idea. Milk the idea. If you milk negative ideas, you're going to make more and more and more and more. The more you milk, the more you have. The more you milk, the more you have. And then in no time you are in a negativity. You're going down, 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 down in negativity. What you want to do is catch yourself as soon as you are in that negative place and replace it by something positive. There are many ways for instantly changing your vibration. There is an incredible article by Sandy Gallagher, I believe, about 15 ways to change your vibration. And it's in the group. It's in the Transformative Educator groups. If you scroll down, you will see 15 ways of changing your vibration and staying in the positive vibration every time. Okay, so your life is not up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Because when your thoughts are up, your emotions are, up, and then your actions are up. The opposite is the same. When your mind is down, your conscious mind is down, emotionally you are down, your actions are going to reflect that, and your results are going to get that. Okay, good or good? So, okay, what I'd like you to do at this point in time is to review your goal. Review your goal. Why? Because we are past halfway the program. Can you believe it? We are past the middle of the program. And in lesson 1, we asked you to work on your C-type goal. I want you at this point in time, after going halfway through the program, is that really, really what you want? Or is it something you are settling for? And again, ask yourself this question. If you knew that you had all the talent, all the ability, all the resources that you require to accomplish something beyond that which you are working on, what would that goal be? This is so good. This is such a beautiful couple of questions, in fact, that you have to answer for yourself. And please take note of these 2 questions, take a screenshot or grab a screenshot, and then we can discuss it in our laser calls. Now, the power of praxis. Remember this little stick person that is making such a big difference in our life. Remember how in a state of bondage, we have X-type vibration in our conscious mind, X-type, vibration in our subconscious mind, X-type vibration in our body, and then of course X-type results. X-type results. I mean, no surprise. You're thinking negative, you're emotionally affected by negative ideas, your actions are going to reflect the negative feelings you are in, no surprise. And of course, the results are going to reflect that. What you want to do when you are in a state of reason, and most people get stuck in the state of reason. In this state, here, intellectually you have X-type thinking, but from time to time you temper with an idea that is out of the box. You dream, you daydream. You say, what if I quit my job and start my business? Oh my God. Now, if I do what I know I'm capable of doing, my business is going to bring me double of what I'm earning now for my job. You temper with the idea, but then you are not emotionally involved with it. You don't allow it to get impressed on your subconscious mind. So it's just an intellectual activity. You say, I wonder if. They say, no, the economy is not good, and so on. And you find yourself all kinds of reasons why it's not a good idea. Now, my friends, that idea that came to you, that's an idea coming from intuition. It's your intuition, it's God speaking to you, telling you, this is an opportunity. Maybe you want to follow it. But then your paradigm, your logic, that is all the time controlled by what you have been living with your childhood programming, all that watching of television and of COVID-19 and what have you, comes a flashing in your mind, and you get scared. You say, oh my God, this is pandemic. Everybody losing their job. Who am I to make a business succeed at this time of pandemic? And then you are sunk. And then you are sunk. You are sunk. Why? Because you let your paradigm take over. So here was going to do that why idea, that beautiful, amazing why idea is going to stay in the conscious mind. It is not going to migrate to the subconscious mind. It's not going to turn into a vibration in your body, and it's not going to, of course, you're going to stay in the X vibration. It's like the people who say, yeah, I wonder if I quit my job and go on a business, then I would be able to travel, and I would be able to work from home, and I would be able to, give my family a better life, and I would. But the next morning, they go to work. The next morning, they go to work and they stay in there 9 hours. And there are people who do that for the rest of their lives. So much they don't believe in themselves. They stay there and they force themselves. Their mind is sometimes daydreaming, but they force themselves to sit in the job, to stay in the job for 40 years, 45 years, tiptoeing into retirement, and never give space for that dream to happen, Now, what's the next? The fun is going to start now when that why idea, this is the state of conflict, by the way. This is a state of conflict. That's where the why idea, the quit the job and open the business, now is sitting side by side with the old ideas. Sit in the job like everyone else. Everyone is taking a job. What is Nabila telling you? What is Bob Proctor talking about? There's no such a thing. This doesn't happen in today's world. And what's going to happen is, little by little, when you stay with that idea, you will notice that that idea will start in your subconscious mind. See what I mean? Farah, kindly, can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. So I'm going to come back. So here you impress the why idea into your subconscious mind. See, they are sitting side by side here. And now your body is in a vibration of XY vibration. What does it mean? You are in a state of confusion where you have two conflicting ideas sitting side by side at your conscious level, at your emotional level, and at the level of your action. You are doing this and then you are doing that, and so on and so forth. You are in a state of confusion and it's like hell, open loose on you, and you are, if you like, trying to figure out what's this. It's not a good place to be in. But when you stick to it, you stick with it, when you stay with it, you're gonna notice that little by little, which idea is gonna disappear, start disappearing. It's the X idea, which is going to little by little disappear. And then 21 days, then my friends, you are going to see that the why idea is now sitting right at the top of your life. So on a conscious level and on a logical level, we can think it true. Yeah, I can do this. We say, yeah, I can do that. However, one must believe at a deep level, from deep in the psyche, that it is true. If you don't believe something can happen for you, it's not going to happen. If you do not, then we must change that part of the paradigm. Anytime a part of the paradigm is telling you, no, you cannot do this, you cannot be that, or you cannot be that, it's telling you lies. Why? Because we are born and we continue to go through life as unlimited. We are not bodies having spirit. We are spiritual being having physical experience. What does that mean? It means we are unlimited. We are unlimited, and our potential is unlimited, and we can do anything, achieve anything when we believe it. You see what I mean? The truth is, you can do anything, but you've got to believe it. Without belief, it's not going to happen. The thoughts that we internalize set up the vibration. Vibration causes the action. Action causes the reaction. It's the action reaction that creates the result, belief. You've got to believe it can be done. There is a word done, which is missing. You've got to believe that it can be done. You've got to believe that it can be done, even if you don't know how and where is the money going to come from and where are the resources going to come from. You've got to believe it's going to happen. Guys, think of the Wright brothers when they were a couple of bicycle mechanics. They were repairing the bikes and so on of people. And if they did not believe in the idea that they can make, a bicycle in the form, they added a couple of, stuff and outfits to it, and they said it's gonna fly. And people kept laughing at them. Why? Because they've never seen anything like that. You've never seen anything like that. It's in the mind of the Wright brothers. The flying thing, it wasn't even known what it's called, the plane or what. In their mind, it was happening. In their mind, it was happening, right? And that's what they brought to us, flying and planes. And see what happens when people believe. Werner von Braun, nobody sent anybody to the moon and back. Send somebody to the moon and bring him back safely. Yet Werner von Braun probably is the father of spaceship. When JF Kennedy told him, can we do that? Werner von Braun answered, JF Kennedy, of course, asked him, what does it take to take somebody to the moon and bring him back safely? Warren von Braun, who is a scientist, he said, the will to do it. Meaning, if you have the will, if we have the will, we can make it happen, even in the absence of evidence. Okay, you see what I mean? So it all depends on the thoughts we internalize. We've got to believe that it can be done. Okay. Okay, so the worksheets. I'm going to explain, of course, the worksheets, and then we are going to wrap up. So in the worksheets, how long could you maintain your present lifestyle if your present income were to stop? Think, guys. Could you maintain your current lifestyle if... Okay, so I'm seeing your question now, Tarak. What to do to restart after being beaten by our negative? I'll deal with this question a little earlier when we finish, Tarak. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, let me go very quickly through the questions. So if you answer these questions, take dedicated time to answer this question. How long could you maintain your present lifestyle if your present income were to stop? Think about this question. This is a genius question. What is the most you've ever earned in a year? How much money would you have to earn before you consider yourself wealthy? If an outside consultant were to analyze what you do and how well you do it, would they consider you to be successful, Tara, for example? How does the economy affect you personally? Are you affected by what you are seeing in the outside world in the economy? Let's continue. How often do you take a vacation? Where do you go? What kind of accommodation do you have when vacationing? Do you freely participate in activities of choice while vacationing? Why all of these questions? Because they tell you where your mind is at this point in time. Your current situation is telling you what's your current level of belief in what you can do. What's your current level of belief telling you about your life? If somebody is flying business, taking vacation by a, or is it they say, oh, when I become rich, I will be flying business. So they want the money first and then they start a flying business. You see what I mean? This is so, so, so important to answer these questions, because if you want your mind to start believing you, you would better start acting, thinking, feeling, and acting like the person you want to become, even if it's on a small scale. For example, you say, the businessman I want to become always takes dinner at, in Kingdom Tower, let's say, floor 67 at Exposito. Is it Esposito? Yeah, the restaurant, Esposito. Is it Esposito? Yes. And they take dinner there, you know? So what you're going to do is, you may not go for a dinner or a business dinner. You may go for coffee, for example, just to give yourself a taste. You can go in there and sit and have a cup of coffee or something, and it raises your vibration. It raises your vibration to the level you want to live. But if you keep dreaming without giving your senses a sense of vibration of what it feels like if you're dreaming of, driving a Ferrari or driving a Lamborghini or driving a Mercedes, then the showrooms are, open to everyone. So go in there and test to drive. Test to drive the car of your dreams. Touch it, smell it, feel the steering wheel, feel everything. Feel yourself already driving the car in Canada, for example. And then just give your senses a sense of, I believe I can do it. Posture up in your life, posture up, and do not feel like you are, kind of passing on the side of life. No, go in there and take what you want by believing in yourself. So do all of these exercises and you're going to see what you are going to describe about your current situation, and you start reading it, you're going to say, this is my level of belief. The results I'm getting in my life, that reflects my level of belief. Exactly. You see what I mean? Napoleon Hill says, I'm going to finish with this quote. Napoleon Hill says, there is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until they believe they can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief and not mere hope or wish. This is so, so, so powerful. If you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, and you haven't read this chapter in particular, you have to do it. And Think and Grow Rich is in our extra folder for you to read. He says there is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. Most people spend the best part of their life wishing and hoping, wishing and hoping. But the minority, they are ready to receive it. Why is it they are ready to receive it? Because they believe and they compound with belief action. That's a state of praxis. Your mind is in one place. Your mind, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, your actions are all in one place, in a state of praxis, in a state of alignment between what you think, what you feel, and what you do. Then in that state, you are in praxis, you are ready to receive. Okay, so the state of mind must be belief and not mere hope or wish. Now, to your question, to the question that we received in the chat. What to do to restart after being beaten by our negative belief? Two things that are so important. Right, number one, as I said a little earlier, we need to ask ourselves, why did we, of course, before we are unconscious, but now that you are conscious of how our thoughts affect our feelings and our actions and our results, the best thing to do is you don't allow those negative thoughts to stay long in your mind. You don't allow it. You know, the moment you start thinking negative, you say, no, of course not. I remember Bob Proctor clearly. You know, there was a point, there was an anecdote he always mentions about when, you know, one day he was in the office, and then Gina, his assistant, came and she told him, you know, look at these figures, you know, our business, you know, there are issues in it and so on. And he lost a lot of money for some reason or something. You know, for a split second, he was shocked by the numbers. And the very next thing he said, absolutely not. And he went to his favorite and most luxurious place where he buys his clothes, and he bought the 3 very expensive suits. He always, you know, mentioned, of course, this example a couple of times. And it tells us exactly how the mind, which thinks in belief, is going to act. Another person, you know, would say, oh my God, and these numbers and what I'm gonna do. And it's like, if you do that, you are going to milk the negative feeling. You're going to make them grow and multiply in your life, the negative thoughts. You see what I mean? Now, there is also, there is always a way to come back from negative thoughts, but it's easier if you reject them from the beginning. You don't allow them, you know, to get you down, and then you have to make your way all the way up to positive feelings again. The best thing is to stay as much as you can in a good vibration, and that's by not accepting the negative. Don't accept the results. Don't accept something happens in your life. Say no, I'm not going to think that way. I'm not going to let that affect me. I'm not going to react to the situation. I'm going to stay here. I am, I deserve it. I am worthy. And this is just going to pass. And I am going to achieve my goals exactly as I believe them, you know, and that's on the power of belief. So don't allow these negative thoughts to stay in your life. Say when you repeat once, twice, three times, you go down in spiraling in the negative beliefs. So the best is to stay in uh, and to reject negativity from the outset. And as I said, you can go and grab that article on how to stay, how to raise your vibration. There are 15 ways that Sandy talks about on how to raise our vibrations. Guys, it's been a real pleasure facilitating this lesson for you. Keep your questions coming. Keep the questions via WhatsApp, via text messages coming to me. I would be delighted to do a Q&A for all of your questions in one of the upcoming sessions. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.